Welcome to We Don't Have Cookies with your host, Jason Marshall.
Welcome to the show. I'm Jason Marshall. With me today is my friend, comedian, and person.
Person?
I tried to think
You
of something
are correct.
funny.
I am, in
like,
fact, a person. Thank you. Thank you for that recognition.
fellow human being, which I think we can all
I'll
relate.
agree on. Yeah. We are both human beings.
Very relatable. She's the same species as I am.
Yeah.
Let's see what she has to say.
Yep.
That's how it works.
There
right?
you go.
I have been obsessed with the show Homeland.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched it up to season 3. I started to watch season 4 and I'm out. But if you haven't watched it, it's about CIA agents who are trying to figure out how Muslim terrorists are infiltrating our government. Mm-hmm. I found out who the president was last week.
Did you?
Donald Trump won. I watched the inauguration. I'm like, well, they have to tell us here.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're fine. It's big reveal.
Yeah. The season finale.
Yep.
Well, I watched Donald Trump and President Obama at the time. You still refer to him as president when they're out. So
Yeah.
I watched them get into Cadillac 1 to be driven to the inauguration site from the White House. Cadillac 1's badass. They were telling specs of the car where it had like tear gas guns and shit.
Really?
And the president can't open the door from the inside. Someone has to open it from the outside because the door's so heavy.
Wow.
Which it just blew me away. When they pull up to the inauguration site, and this is solely because I've been watching Homeland, thought, wouldn't it be, maybe amazing isn't the right term. But I thought, wouldn't it be crazy as hell if Obama gets out all bloody because he killed Trump? And he's yelling, Allahu Akbar. They're like, oh my God, he's a Muslim.
Yeah.
It was the long con. He's been dictating policy for the last 8 years, just waiting to kill the next president.
There you go. You figured it all out, Jason.
That was all I got. He can't get out of the car. He can't open the door.
Yeah, exactly. He's screwed. Man,
Yeah.
Obama had his chance and he just blew it.
When I was watching the inauguration speech, I kept waiting for Obama to just interrupt like Kanye did to Taylor. Like, I think I don't have a good Obama impersonation. I don't know why he sounds like some guy working at Walmart from the South. But he's from Chicago. I really think that Hillary should have won.
Yeah, I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to let you finish.
Well, last week I said that I was going to go to a WWE event with my daughter.
Yeah.
She's been dying to go see a wrestling event. I just want to give a shout out to a couple of guys I met outside the event there. The way I met them is we were waiting in line to get an autograph from a guy named James Ellsworth, who's a wrestler. They said something about John Cena, and I said, my friends used to manage him. And it turns out that they knew who Kenny was, and I gave them my card. And hopefully they're listening to this right now. And speaking of Kenny Bolin, he'll be on the show next week. He's returning after his surgery.
All recovered.
Yeah. February is going to be a big month for the show. I'm looking forward to it. And oddly enough, James Ellsworth now follows me on Twitter.
That's weird.
Yeah. So if you want to be like James Ellsworth, go to Twitter, look for @JasonMarshall and the number 2.
Don't bother with Facebook. He's not on there.
I don't get on Facebook anymore. I used to bitch about how Facebook took Messenger off of the app and made it its own thing.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of glad because I can delete the Facebook app,
Yeah, but
not
still get
deactivate
messages.
my account,
Yeah.
and I can still get messages.
Yeah.
So thank you, Facebook.
For making your Facebook app pointless. Yeah. Unnecessary.
You took the only thing that I could ever find useful anymore and made it its own thing. Good on you. And the last couple, I don't want to make this all political. We're going to try to just rush right through this. But there's been a lot of marches going on. I have come to the conclusion that you should call it something else Unless you're hiking your knees up and you're swinging your arms.
There was too many people. They couldn't even pretend to march. There wasn't even any marching.
Unless you're actually marching.
Yeah.
Please call it a walk-in or something. I don't know. Well, we'll try to lighten things up and get away from the political stuff with a question from last week's guest. If you'd like to know who last week's guest was, check out last week's episode.
It was Gary.
Hey, I'm editing that out. The question is, would you prefer home fries or hash browns? This is a horrible question to ask you right now because you're very hungry.
I know. I'm going to go with hash browns. I always go for crispy over, like, I don't like big fries. I don't like steak fries or waffle. I want small,
like
crispy fries. Well, waffle fries are all right if they're crispy.
Yeah.
I don't like big hunks of semi-solid potato.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there. Going with hash browns all the way.
Yep.
As long as they're cooked well. I've got
yeah.
some really shitty hash browns from Bob Evans.
Well, yeah, there's always the chance. But you make them at home, fry them up at home. Oh, my God, there's just delicious greasiness.
Asked and answered.
There you go. It was a strange question to want to know the answer. I don't think he wants to know the answer. He doesn't give a shit. He's just got to...
Speaking of food, my cat started eating with its paws now.
Oh, how civilized.
On one hand, it's cute, and on the other hand, it's annoying because it gets food everywhere.
Yeah.
Cats shouldn't eat with their paws.
Well, our dog likes to pick up his food dish and carry it in his mouth.
Oh, yeah?
And the problem is he's only a 5-pound toy poodle. So he's just really dragging the dish along the floor, like dropping food out along the way as he goes.
Well, I saw an interesting story this week. It was a Texas man who, your husband plays a guitar, right?
Yeah.
He's got a guitar too, doesn't he?
Yeah. It's hard to play guitar if you don't have a guitar.
We could just borrow somebody. You'll have to ask him to try to do this when you get home. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't, get a video and send it to me. A Texas man stole a guitar by putting it down his pants at a music shop. And there's a video of it, which is on the website. If you go to wedon'thavecookies.com, it's on the homepage. Check it out. It seems damn near impossible. I gotta see that, yeah. He got away with it.
How do you walk out with a guitar and have...
I don't know how you walk with a guitar.
I mean, a ukulele, okay. I can see how that you could do that, but a guitar?
Maybe they were just in awe, like, that's the biggest dick I've ever seen.
That's a bold move. I don't...
It would have never occurred to me to just shove a guitar down my pants.
Is that a guitar or are you just happy to see me? I mean, how do you even fit a guitar in your pants?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like guitars are little.
Right.
I mean, I'm a big girl. I couldn't get a guitar down my pants.
It seems impossible.
Yeah.
Hey,
I guess I'll have to watch the footage on the website to have all my questions answered.
There's a record of it. The man got away. They have no idea who it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets caught so I get a name and I can contact him to be on the show because we need a follow-up.
Yeah, we have questions that need answered.
And while you're at the website, you can also watch a video from Black Rifle Coffee. We're going to have a cup and we'll be back.
Hi, I'm David Prigg. You might know me from the store if you shopped at the same stores that I did, but that's not important. What's important is I'm here today to talk about the Butterfly Dreams Initiative. What is the Butterfly Dreams Initiative, you ask? I think it's to help butterflies achieve their dreams. And you might also ask, what are butterflies' dreams? I don't know that either. Probably to win a Tony Award or, reconnect with their family. Hell, they might want to recapture their youth as caterpillars. I don't really know that much about butterflies. All I know is they think they're so great. Licking milk from saucers and playing with yarn. They think they're so adorable and... Wait, I'm thinking of cats. Never mind. You know what? You should have just given the money to me. Good night.
Want to contact the show? Send an email to Jason at wedon'thavecookies.com.
You can also call 929-266-9342 and leave a voicemail. Next thing we're going to talk about, saw this story, and from the headline, I just assumed it was in the Middle East. A camel was abandoned at a toll booth after the owner argues over the price. And it happened in China.
Do you have to pay full price for a camel on a toll road? I mean, I understand, a toll road pays for its own maintenance, but it's not like a camel's a semi. It's like it's putting the same kind of wear and tear on the roadways.
If you're on a camel, why don't you just go around
Exactly. There's not a grassy area you can climb.
And how many camels are in China? You're just wandering around on a camel? What the fuck?
I have no idea. It's my understanding that camels are kind of assholes. Never really had any desire to ride on a camel.
The guy got pissed off, hops off the camel, and goes to a restaurant to have lunch. They track him down and told him he had to go get his camel, and he had to pay some kind of a fine for leaving
ditching
it
his
there.
camel.
It was backing
And pick up
traffic
the poop. You think they could have just moved the camel? I mean, seriously, you're going to go find a guy. You're going to let traffic back up at this toll booth. And the entire time it takes you to go retrieve this guy from a restaurant and make him move his camel. Couldn't you just be like, giddy up, camel? Or like smack it on the ass or something and get it to move?
It looks like it would have just moved because it was bored.
Let the guy take the keys. They couldn't.
It's not an Uber who just figures they have to wait there for their fare.
Exactly. He gave the camel the stay command. And camel's like, fuck you, I stay here.
Such a weird story. If you're listening to this in China, send me an email, jason@wedon'thavecookies.com. How many camels y'all got?
I know. How many people travel by camel? Is this a common way of travel in China?
I have no idea.
I don't know. We need somebody to tell us.
The only time I ever think of a camel is when I'm thinking of Middle Eastern stuff. It just never occurred to me when I saw that headline that this would have anything to do with China.
You know, China's not that far from the Middle East, right? I mean,
I don't know.
Like geographically, you could walk from the Middle East to China.
We're going to have to fact check that.
You want me to pull up a map? I mean, I know geography is not America's strong suit, but like...
No, I know where China is.
Map of the world, Google. See?
Look, I don't want to look at your alternative map with your alternative facts.
Stupid facts getting in the way.
We're moving on.
No, I feel like I should make a like here's India right here, and then like right above it there's China.
Yeah, India has camels, don't they?
Yeah, Mongolia is between China and Russia there. Yeah. Yeah. See, Pakistan, they got a little border meets up with China. Jason.
I just never think of that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they could have a ton of.
I know, there's like more to China than General Tso's chicken.
I just think
if it doesn't have to do with crab red good and egg rolls, we don't care.
I just think of monkeys and pandas.
Monkeys and pandas.
I saw some weird story. I can't even remember what it was, but it was about deer over in the UK blocking some intersection.
They're protesting.
I never really thought about them having deers either. Like, what kind of weird Noah's Ark boat those deer get on? Why are they over there? You're just supposed to have donkeys and shit.
Oh, Jason.
Who imported all these deer and let them free?
Your ignorance is amusing. We only have deer in America. Those are American deer, and you can just send them right back on over to America where they belong.
You better ship them back, you fuckers. Taking our deers back. This is the first time we've ever done this. Got an update on a former This Week's Dumbass of the Year.
Really?
I don't know if you'd call him winner.
Winner, yeah. They should get something out of it. I mean, honestly, my biggest regret out of breaking my leg is that nobody got that on video. Because if somebody would have got that on video, I could be making all kinds of YouTube money on the hits of watching me crash a Vespa into a wall. And Andy's like, well, no, that's not funny. I'm like, are you kidding me? People watch those videos all day long. All day long.
Viral. You could have been Chewbacca Mom.
I could have. Yep.
You probably made the same sound. I can't do Chewbacca. I can't do Chewbacca. I can't do Obama. Can't do any voices.
We're saying his impressions is not a strong suit.
No, it's not. This man was arrested for robbing a bank because he didn't want to go home to his wife.
Well, I can understand that. He's like, jail seems like a nice, quiet place to go.
He ended up robbing the bank. He got all the money, just sat in a chair and waited for the police. He wrote the note for the teller in front of his wife while he bitched at her and said he wasn't coming back. And he'd rather go to jail than to be with her.
And he wasn't just throwing some words out there. He was backing that shit up.
This is a 70-year-old man. That's the other thing.
See,
he's going to die in jail than be with you. He'd rather get raped.
He knows that you can get a divorce, right? He's like,
apparently not. Maybe he's just really religious.
He probably doesn't know how to cook for himself. And he's like, I need to go somewhere where they will feed me. So prison it is. Seems like the worst punishment they could give him is to not let him go to prison and make him go back home to his wife.
He was released on bond in September. And he was accompanied in court by his wife. And they declined comment to report.
Really? Imagine that.
Yep. Judge said the sentencing date will be set following a pre-sentencing investigation. He faces up to 20 years in prison and a fine up to $250,000. And it seems like they've worked things out. So,
is it really stealing, though, if you don't actually leave the bank? I mean, if you don't actually take the money out of the bank, if you just sit there and wait for him, I mean, you didn't even take it off the premises.
I think that'd be a good point to be made by his attorney.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even leave.
I know.
He just sat down in a chair.
I wonder what they were fighting over.
I'll tell you what they were fighting over. She wanted him to fix the dryer, and he had none of it.
Yeah.
It seems like
over
there might
fixing the dryer.
Yeah.
I fixed a dryer.
It seems like
there's like
more.
3 parts to it. There's like 4 parts to a dryer. There's like the controls, the drum, a belt, and a motor. Like that's all there is.
Yeah. I'm taking it was the last straw of a lot of other things, but who knows?
She was probably like, great, have fun in prison.
Maybe his dad was killed by a dryer and he swore off dryers.
That he would never go near a dryer.
He wasn't going to break his word. He's lived 70 years without touching a dryer.
And he'd rather go to jail
than besmirch his dad's legacy.
There you go. Once again, you've cracked the case. Have you ever tried to put like a cat in a dryer?
I really wanted to try to get this guy on the show because it's got to be an entertaining story. It just has to be.
Yeah.
To hear this 70-year-old man bitch about how his wife wanted to fix a dryer, but he'd rather go to prison for robbing a bank.
You know what? I understand it because both of my parents are getting ready to retire. Like, they keep talking about it. But they keep pushing back the date and pushing back the date. And I think it's because they don't know if they're going to be able to handle each other every day, 24 hours a day.
As a married person, it's a lot to take.
I get that. I'm like, will you please just go away? Just go somewhere else. I don't even care. I don't care where. Here's a wad of ones. Go to the strip club.
The fact that they wouldn't talk to reporters leads me to believe that they're not going to be on my show. They're not going to be on a respectable news organization. They're not coming on a comedy podcast.
You should tell them you're Fox News. They might go.
You never know. Well, that leads us to this week's Dumbass of the Year, which came to us from China. It was a man who... He was traveling by bike on his way home, and by bike, I mean bicycle. Just to clarify.
There's no motor involved here,
300 miles in the wrong direction.
Oh, wow.
The last time you were on the show, we added this week's Dumbass of the Year, who was a woman who got lost on a half marathon in Florida for 12 hours.
Yeah, which we all know she wasn't lost. She was getting a pedicure and her hair done. Like, you look very good and well rested for being lost for 12 hours. How would you go 300 miles in the wrong direction?
Well,
did he never stop and check?
Here's how. After I read it, I kind of felt bad. Not bad enough not to call him this week's Dumbass of the Year, but he must be illiterate. The only reason he found out was police stopped him for riding his bike on a motorway, and they thought it was weird. They'd pull him over, and he tells them he got pulled over by a police rickshaw.
I didn't know such things existed.
He tells them that he can't read maps and he couldn't read the road signs. So he just went off of asking people for directions, which apparently he didn't do very often. Because
How far was he from home when he started?
It was a little over 1,000 miles away.
What? Who rides their bike 1,000 miles?
Let me check. Let's see. Yeah. It was 1,056 miles away from a bicycle, which I think bicycle and car miles and walking miles are the same, right?
Yes. Okay. A mile is a mile, no matter what form of transportation you take,
I'll
Jason.
Take your word for it. But just to make sure I'm on the safe side.
Sometimes, Jason, I worry about you.
Just to be on the safe side, he was 1,056 bicycle miles away.
Bicycle miles. Oh.
That's a long way away.
Do you help your daughter with her homework? I hope not. You should get one of those Alexa things that can help her with her homework.
This was on the second to last episode. I thought I was going to get one of those Echo Dots, and I was scared shitless on how I was going to act like I was happy about it. If you got one, that's great. I just don't want one personally.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're fantastic. Kenny Bolin actually has one.
My son got one for his birthday. My parents bought him one.
Yeah.
Because they had one at my sister's house, and when they were over there, my son was just entertained all night, just asking it to tell him jokes. So that's basically what our Echo Dot gets used for, is telling my 8-year-old jokes.
Well, we did a story a couple of weeks ago where over Christmas, people were getting Echo Dots. There was a little girl who said, "Alexa, order me a dollhouse and candy." And it did.
Yeah, I saw that. Mm-hmm.
And they did a news story about it. And the people who lived in the vicinity of the news story, who was watching that particular channel, their Alexas ordered dollhouses and candy because they heard it on the TV.
I have, when a commercial comes on for it and somebody goes, "Hey, Alexa," I see it light up.
Please tell me he programmed it to say howdy do.
No, I haven't programmed it to do anything, but it's also not programmed to order stuff.
Now I kind of want an Alexa.
Actually, Alexa, we ask, they'll ask her questions. She'll be like, "I do not have that information." I'm like, "Well, you're useless."
Well, this Thursday, we're going to be debuting a new monthly show, a new monthly episode, where we recap all of the previous months this week's Dumbass of the Year. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to call it, either this month's Dumbass of the Year or this week's Dumbass of the Month. Yeah. I don't know. That part's still up in the air. I hope you guys enjoy it. What we're going to do, as soon as we name a winner, if you call
Maybe
it
you
that.
just have a contest and let somebody else name it for you.
Hey, I like that. At the end of the year, we're going to take all 12 or 14, however many months are in that particular year.
Pretty sure it's a standard 12, once again.
You're forgetting about leap day.
That still makes it 12
I bet
months.
you feel stupid now. So we're going to take all of those winners, and we're going to take it down to where there's one winner for the year.
Yeah.
That person will be definitively that year's Dumbass of the Year. And fingers crossed, we'll have that person on the show. I really, really doubt it. But that's why you cross your fingers. I think. How'd that ever... I don't know if we got... Do we got time to get into finger crossing?
I mean, if you'd like. I know why I cross my legs, but it has nothing to do with luck.
That is kind of a weird thing. Cross your fingers and just hope something happens.
Yeah, because that wind created by your fingers crossing can cause a hurricane in Brazil. So,
It's called the butterfly.
Oh, that one you probably because you've seen the movie. This all your knowledge was movie based. If it hasn't been in a movie, Jason doesn't know about it, and he doesn't know what actor was in the movie, so don't ask him. They're all the same to him.
Pretty much. I sound like a racist black man. Hustle's like just a bunch of white people.
Hugh Jackman and Russell Crowe are the same person to Jason.
They are.
Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio.
I swear to God.
Same person.
I swear I can't tell them apart. And if both of those two were about 30 years older and you add Jack Nicholson to the mix,
oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I think we talked about this a million times. There was a movie. I don't remember what it was called. Maybe The Departed. I have no idea, but it was a cop and
this is the fun part of being with Jason is playing. What's that movie called? And he provides you with random things, and you're supposed to put them together into a movie.
There was a cop in it, and there was a couple of cutaway scenes where there were cars on a road, and I remember somebody had a refrigerator at their house. It was a really good one. If you know what it is, send me an email.
Yeah, let him know. He's really trying to figure this movie out.
It was a classic.
There was a lady, and there was another lady.
I don't remember any women.
And I think maybe they had a dog. No. A son. No. They had a dog. Yeah.
I don't remember any women being in the movie. Usually I just watch
men-based movies
that don't have women in them. Which is none of them.
Women have feelings, and it's annoying. I just want to see shit blow up, really. I just want to see things blow up. Your poor wife. Your poor wife.
She gets so mad at me because we can't watch anything together, especially if you ask her. She'll tell you. She'll be watching something on like the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah.
And it's some woman having an emotional scene with her baby. And I say, hey, isn't that the same baby that plays Maggie on The Simpsons? Just stupid shit.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I married my best friend. I hate seeing that shit on Facebook. That's another reason I don't want to go on Facebook. Stop acting like you married your best friend. Glad you're happy. It didn't work out so great for some of us. Shut the fuck up. Something that will work out great, though, we're having another show at the Diesel.
Yeah, we are. April 8th.
Going to be a fun time. Mm-hmm. I got a lot of stuff to talk to you about when we get off the air. I got a lot of things that I want to do a little different. Mm-hmm. I think we talked about this before. They want kind of an intermission, which means we'll probably have a few more people on this show.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time. Hopefully.
I was thinking 6.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
A little more than 5. A little less than 7.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's generally how 6 works.
And before we go, I want to shout out CastBox for featuring the show on their website and their app and for tweeting about it. Very kind of them. Thanks for spreading the word. February is going to be a big month for the show. We're going to have Tonight Show writer Murray Valeriano back on. That'll be nice. Kenny Boland's returning to the show. Mm-hmm. Like I said earlier, we're debuting a new monthly episode where we recap the dumbass of the year. A lot of new things coming up. I hope you guys enjoy it. Keep spreading the word, telling your friends, and we'll talk to you Thursday.
Thanks for listening. Tell your friends about the show and leave a review.
$1,056 bicycle miles away.